And so I want to end with this. I want you to know that we have so much to be thrilled with, because as I look at the young people, and I'm so proud of the young people from Carroll College that came tonight, and the other young people that are here, because you need to remember, in every generation, the 21 generations that we've had of freedom lovers in this great freedom-loving nation, every generation, it has been the young people who have continued to carry and successfully transfer that torch of liberty into the hands of the next generation. There were old guys at the Revolutionary War, but it was the young guys that won the battle. There were old guys at the War of 1812, but it was the young guys that won the battle. There were old guys serving in the Civil War, but there were young guys, including, I told you about my relatives that came from Norway, the great-great-great-grandfather. Their son, who came here as an 11-year-old, who was 6'3" when he was 11 years of age, who, by the way, I didn't tell you this part of the story. When they got to the dock in Norway to get on the boat, he was 6'3", and his parents bought a child's ticket for him to get on the ship. I'm not making this up. The ship's captain said, "You got to pay an adult ticket for him." And they said, "He's 11." They said, "He's 6'3". You pay an adult ticket. The adult tickets were $25. $25. They didn't have the scratch. They didn't have the money. And so, I mean, this was real. And so his parents, his name was Halver, the parents said to Halver, "We can't do anything. We don't have the money. You're going to have to walk 15 miles back to the village and find someone to live with." Can you imagine today? Can you imagine? This is how gutsy and risk takers these people were. What else were they going to do? They were all there on the boat. And so he had to get off the boat and stand on the bank. And you know, you can imagine this kid, he would never see his parents again. The parents thought, we don't know if we'll ever see him again. What could they do? And so the ship captain looked at Halver's face and looked at my great-great-great-grandparents' face, and they were weeping and crying. I mean, this was a real moment. And the ship's captain broke, and he said, "Well, I guess the ship won't sink with him. Get on the boat." And so the kid got to come get on the boat and come over with the parents. That story has nothing to do with anything, but I thought it was a cool story. But Halver, this is so neat, though, this family. This is why I love our ancestors. When they got here, they endured the worst snowstorm when they got to this upper Midwest in 50 years. The next year, the worst flood in 42 years. The next year, a drought. The next year after that, their entire meager crop was eaten by locusts. That's their first 4 years in America. They went to the Dakotas, and they said, "You know, we think Iowa's the land of milk and honey." So they turned around, they went back to Iowa. But Halver, in the meantime, signed up. He was 15, and he signed up to serve in the Civil War as a 15-year-old. He loved this country. And guess where he went as a 15-year-old? He came to Montana. And he came to Montana to be a part of a supply line and bring flour to the troops here in Montana. Isn't this a wonderful land? Every generation, every time there's been we've been in the clutch, it's been young people who have stepped up, and Halver was a part of our American story, who at 15 stepped up and said, "I love freedom too," like those original 80 Norwegians wrote, "Freedom, it's worth more than riches." They knew it. And that's why I am firmly convinced we are not so ensconced in socialism that we have forgotten what's in the rear view mirror. This Abraham Lincoln is the rear view mirror. And he told us in his infamous Gettysburg Address, we are a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And as the GOP, we need to rebrand ourselves as the party of government of the people. GOP, government of the people. And as we celebrate tonight, this wonderful hero, Ronald Reagan, who was our modern day savior, not only of this nation, but of freedom lovers across the world, who he almost single-handedly, with the help of the Holy Father and also the help of Margaret Thatcher, brought down the greatest totalitarian aggressor in the world. They did it. They did it. And we can do it too. Because we have in us the same seeds of Abraham Lincoln and of Ronald Reagan. They were great people because they stood for great ideas. That's Montana. You stand for great ideas. I can tell we truly are kindred spirits, and I love you all. I hope to come back again someday when you have Senator Rehberg and when you have your newly elected congressman over here, Steve Daines, Steve Daines. And I believe you are going to have a Republican governor, by the way. I believe you will have a Republican governor. Because I'm putting my money on Montana cleaning house in 2012. Thank you for letting me come. Thank you very much.